Hey Carrie, I'm out here in the road at 508 North Wright Street in Burgaw. It's 35 miles an hour right in front of the road here, so it's fairly quiet. Property across the street is distressed. There's the elementary school back there behind the home. Yeah, just kind of starting out looking at the home here, you can see that roof is not perfect. I mean, look at that ridge cap up top. So it was put on in 2024, but you know, those trusses have a bit of sag. Not sure if you can tell a little bit better from this angle. There's the water meter. So the sewer is likely close by. So yeah, no trees in the way to the street there. Okay, let's go in. You can tell they haven't been here in a while. Could use a little sweep. So I know you asked about the fireplaces. They are not sure if there's brick behind there or not. So this would be where one of them is at. You kind of got a big living room here. Again, you can kind of see on some of this crown molding, it's a little bit lower right there. And you can feel it on the floors a little bit. They're a little bit wonky. You kind of have a little low spot right here. Not sure if you can tell it next to that baseboard. And overall, they did a really nice job with renovations as far as, you know, the materials that they picked out, but some things could be tightened up a little bit. You know, like for example, let's look at the spaceport here. It's just, you know, got a little bit of paint that needs touching up, a little bit of gap right there, you know, from the floors not being perfectly level. Do have new windows throughout the home. And you can kind of tell with this closet, it's a little bit lower right over here too. A little linen closet here. The shared bathroom. And you can see what I mean, their selections are nice, you know, as far as the tile and different things. But it just could be a little bit tighter on the renovations. That hallway leads to the kitchen. So this is the second bedroom. Even in this room, right here, you can see there's kind of a ridge that runs down the floor, and it gets a little bit lower on this side and a little bit lower on that side. I know for some people that doesn't bother people as much, but definitely like to point those things out. You have the textured ceilings in there. Could be a nice closet with some built-ins. It's pretty good size. Okay. Linen closet here. And this is the primary. So a little bit bigger bedroom here. And this one does have a smaller closet than the other two bedrooms. A little shoe rack there. But again, you know, nice tile. Hey Gary. Little view out back. This bedroom, it feels a little bit smaller. It's kind of more long and narrow than the other ones, even though it's the primary. So it's right off of the kitchen here. Got the quartzite counters. They did new cabinets, soft close. You got the under cabinet lighting here. But again, even like on the backsplash, you know, some of that grout work could be a little cleaner. Maybe you need to run some solvent and clean this tile up here too. It's still got a little bit of grout on it. Big farm sink. New Whirlpool appliances. Light's not coming on in here. Kind of got a little coffee station there. Let's see if we can check out any of the plumbing. It looks like PVC pipe. I hope it is not PEX. I'll have to double check on that. And to give you an idea, this leads back out into the living area here. So this would be the formal dining room. And the den. New panel box. Now this brick wall here is where the other fireplace comes up out of the roof. If I had to guess, I would say, you know, when they built this out, they probably covered this up right here. It feels very, very solid behind that. So she said the owners are not sure about if the fireplaces are back there or not still. So I'm not sure if that part of the renovation was maybe done before they took over or not. Got a good sized crack in that concrete out there. And then as far as, you know, damage inside the house, this is one thing I noticed right here. A little bit, it looks like water damage. I can't tell if that's active or not. I mean, with the roof being put on, you know, last year, I would hope not. And you're right, there's a little bit of cracking as well. All right, now to the laundry room, mudroom area. So you have a half bath over here. Cute little vanity. The neighbor's house. Water heater is new. February the 2024 date on that. So new to last year. There's the washer dryer hookup. The only thing I'm not seeing is a vent for the dryer. Okay, so you would need a vent for the dryer there because there's not one currently. Little mudroom area. Got a couple little build-ins here. So again, you know, not the highest quality stuff, but it could be cleaned up a little bit with just the finishes, to be honest. Then you have another closet right here. A little storage closet off the back. All right. So outside we go. So this deck is also, you know, newer to, I would assume, last year when they did all these renovations. It's kind of a cool feature there. And one thing I noticed, you know, it could be a little bit tighter just with how some of the work is done here. You know, again, down here, you know, the base, it's a little bit offset. And typically, you know, you'd have bolts running through that right there. So yeah, there's a couple things that could be tightened up for sure. You know, overall, I don't think it's a bad property. I see that needs to be caulked. So yeah, I hope that'll give you a better idea. Before we go to the shed out back, kind of give you a little walk around to this area and show you the crawl space. So they do have a vapor barrier down here, but besides that, it's not looking too great. Even noticing, you know, that was the actual old foundation wall there. The same here. You know, so it's not perfect under here by any means. The floors don't feel soft, but they're definitely uneven. And you know, when you have uneven floors and you put LVP down, sometimes it doesn't always sit flat. So sometimes there's pieces of LVP that are sitting up a little bit higher than others. Now this structure, it looks to be solid. You know, you got bolts going through these 6x6s. So nice little carport, it's wired. So you can see there used to be a door. HVAC blows cool in there. I'm not seeing a date on this, but it definitely looks newer. Goodman. You know, again, it does have some positives. It is an old home, which I know you're aware that they do have their issues. So this one definitely needs some tightening up. Now this front door on the shed is locked. What I'll do, I'll kind of see if you can see through the window there. And to the other side. So again, this one's wired. Not sure what it was being used for previously. They kind of have it split up. You have an entrance back here too. Yeah, this needs to be cleaned up for sure. I mean, the roof looks pretty good. The structure feels okay. But yeah, it's not very pretty. So again, it is wired. So at least you have electricity back here, even if you wanted to tear it down and do something new. So again, there's the school. Kind of give you an idea of how big the property is. So plenty of space for garden, a pool, other activities. Lots of room. Yeah, overall nice property. Now this is the last thing I want to show you is this structure here. It's kind of a fire pit grilling area they had. And this one is another one of those that, you know, I think could be done a little bit better as far as the construction. And I don't think it's gonna, you know, necessarily fall apart or anything. It's been here through hurricanes, but it's just not the prettiest. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I'll send it over as soon as I get back to the office and we'll be in touch. Thanks.